So in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and explain how I was able to purchase one of the cheapest wide-body Hellcats across the nation from a dealer-only auction. I'm gonna start completely from the beginning. If you guys are wondering what the wide-body Hellcat looks like, I'll put a video right here. But I just want to introduce myself. My name is Caleb Butler. I've been selling cars for the last 7 years, and now I can help you start doing the same exact thing by getting your dealer license. So let's start from the top. And also, before we get started, go ahead and like and comment and also subscribe if you're interested in content just like this. It'll help me be able to push out more videos and contents just like this for people who are also interested. So I went about 2 weeks ago, I went and bought a 2022 wide-body Hellcat from a dealer-only auction, and I bought it from Manheim. But the first thing I needed to do before I purchased this from Manheim was be able to go ahead and get something called a dealer license. So I don't know if you'll be able to see my whiteboard. I'm gonna write right here. This will be the first step, is getting your dealer license. There is 3 different ways you can get your dealer license, and I offer all 3 of these actually inside of my community. The first way is that I offer to help you be able to get is my independent wholesale license. This wholesale license will allow you to go to a dealer-only auction, start buying and selling cars, but it is a wholesale license. You cannot sell directly to the public. So we'll put dealer license, we'll put W for wholesale. Next is a retail license. So a retail license is what I carry, and I do have a retail license, and I do carry multiple licenses from different states. I'm gonna pull out some dealer plates. Here's a West Virginia dealer plate right here. Here's an Arkansas dealer plate, and I also have Florida and Virginia as well. But I just want to explain to you that the retail dealer license will allow you to sell directly to the public. That's the only difference between these 2 dealer licenses. Wholesale, you can only sell from dealer to dealer or B2B, which is business to business. Retail, you're able to sell directly to the consumer. And most states require you to have a lot physical location and a lot of other things before you can get approved for that retail. So we'll put R right here for retail. The next thing is dealer representative. We'll put D for dealer, DR for dealer representative. Dealer representative will allow you to bypass all the regulations for wholesale and retail and get access to going to these auctions directly, skipping out all the red tape. You'll get attached to a license already established, and you'll be able to start buying and selling cars immediately. Essentially, there's a master license, and you'll be added to the auction access account. You can get a dealer plate. You can be a dealer without having to go through all the difficulties. So before I got this wide-body Hellcat, the first thing that I did was make sure that I had my dealer license. Now, the next step is sourcing. You want to source your vehicles. I'll go ahead and write this down. Sourcing your vehicles is extremely important, and also understanding the market. So I bought my wide-body Hellcat. It only has 2,800 miles. I paid $72,000 on the floor. With fees, it came to $73,000. Now, if you look up 2022 wide-body Hellcat with those same miles, they're selling for roughly around $80,000 to $83,000. Absolutely insane. There's a reason for this though. Understanding the market. There's not that many clean title wide-body Hellcats available right now because so many of them have been stolen. So sourcing. I looked up on Manheim and I saw this vehicle on OVE. To be real with you, I really didn't want to purchase this vehicle. To be completely transparent, I didn't want to really purchase this vehicle, and the reason for that is because I put a bid in and they accepted the bid. I put the $75,000, I put the bid in for $72,000. They accepted it, so I ended up purchasing the vehicle. I sourced it from Manheim, drove all the way up to Manheim, Pennsylvania, got a ride there, picked up the check from the bank, and went ahead and paid for the vehicle and took it out the gate, no issues. Now, this is extremely important. Sourcing. I buy my vehicles from clean title auctions, for example, like Odessa, Manheim, unless it's otherwise announced, and I only sell clean title vehicles. It's extremely important. So the first step is I have my dealer license. I went and sourced the vehicle from Manheim. And then the next step is payment. So I've been doing this for a long time. I've been buying and selling cars for the last 7 years. I've snowballed my bankroll for a long time by keeping my expenses extremely low. And the way I'm able to keep my expenses extremely low is low overhead. I literally only pay for my mortgage at my crib. I don't have any kids. I don't have, single man. I have a lot of expenses. So I kept my extremely low so I could get to this point right now. It's years. And now I have, vehicles and inventory. Absolutely insane. So payment. The way I went and paid for this vehicle was I used a cashier's check from Wells Fargo, cut it, went to the bank. They asked for some verification, things like that. And then I went to Manheim, paid them directly. After I paid them, I was able to immediately go ahead and take the vehicle out the gate. So for 99% of individuals, I'll put 99%, you are going to want to pay via cashier's check. It's just a lot more organized, it's a lot easier, and it's better for taxes because you can really itemize and take care and figure out exactly where your payments are going to and from. So the last step after payment is taking the vehicle out the gate or transport. Let's put transport. So transport is very important. What I do is I do buyer range transport because we have a transportation company that we work with locally to get the best rates. But you can also use like the transportation. They have a load board where you can get your vehicles transported to wherever you're at, pretty much the closest auction to you. I went ahead and picked up the Hellcat myself. I drove out there, got a ride there, drove it back. And the reason why I did this because the vehicle was green light. I purchased it on OVE, and Manheim comes with a buyer protection kind of, you know what I'm saying? So you get 10 days or 200 miles to return the vehicle if there's any issue over $800. So what I did is I drove the Manheim PA and I drove the vehicle to make sure there was no issues with it. Come to find out though, check engine light did come on. So when the check engine light came on, I went ahead and put something called a arbitration. So arbitration, ARB, we'll just put ARB. Arbitration is extremely important because this will allow you, it's kind of like a warranty. It'll protect you in a way that if there's something wrong with the vehicle, you could go ahead and return that vehicle, no questions asked. I've done this before. I had a 2024 BMW M2 that I just purchased. I arbitrated for a no title and they returned it full money back, and I put 1,000 miles on the vehicle as well. Absolutely insane. That vehicle also had some little issues as well. It was still under warranty, but it did have issues. I didn't even want to deal with it. So I went ahead and put an arbitration in it, and then I got assigned a person, a rep. I went ahead and emailed her, told her everything that was wrong with the vehicle, and then she went ahead and told me that it didn't qualify for arbitration because it was under that $800 threshold. The vehicle only needed a battery, come to find out, but if I could have got out of it, that would have been nice, so I arbitrated. Now, right now, step number 6 is waiting for the title. So the title hasn't arrived yet. You get 30 days for the title to arrive to the auction. Otherwise, you can return it the same way I did that BMW M2. But the title hasn't arrived yet, and now we just wait on the title and get it ready for sale. So I got the vehicle detailed. It needs some rear tires because I did some donuts in it for sure. And then once the title arrives, I post the vehicle for sale. I usually do not post any vehicles for sale if I do not have the title. I never do that because you want to make sure that you could sell the vehicle as soon as possible. People don't want to wait. And then that's step 7 is sale. I still have the vehicle. I haven't sold it yet. But if you enjoy content just like this, like I said, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you for staying for this video. I want to go ahead and teach you guys more things regarding the auction as much as possible. So thank you for watching this video. Go ahead and subscribe.